Losing fat is easy. Radically transforming your life through fitness and nutrition, well, that's a different story. This is the Diesel Dad. I created this podcast because there's a lot of dads that are fat and unhealthy, and I don't want you to be one of them. My name is Anders Varner, and today's episode, we're digging into fat loss, long-term sustainable fat loss, more importantly, and how you can not just lose the weight, but never have to worry about putting it on. And everything I've said so far sounds so cliche because this is what our industry is built on, right? Everybody's going to tell you, oh, if you just take this program, this will be the last coach you ever need. But that doesn't work. If it worked, we wouldn't be seeing so many people that are still looking to lose weight, still looking to get in shape, still looking to find some sort of long-term solution to fat loss, eating less than they need to, or eating to an amount that sustains their current body weight, finding a fitness program that they enjoy doing that doesn't take over their entire life, and finding a mindset that allows them to have healthy relationships, a healthy relationship with working out, a healthy relationship with food, a healthy relationship with a significant other, healthy relationships with their friends, healthy relationships with their kids, and an ability to experience a fulfilling life by giving back to their community and going out and finding hobbies and things that they like to do now that they've experienced physical freedom, and go and create some experiences that allow you to make memories with your family and friends, the most important people in your life. And yet for some reason, I can just spew through these things, and almost all of them you're nodding your head and going, yes, I would love that. I would love to have a healthy relationship with food. I would love to get the fat off. I would love for it to be sustainable. In my dream world, I'm able to wake up and have this great positive relationship with my wife and feel all of this love. And at night, maybe we even go to bed and have sex together and feel good and then fall asleep and everybody's happy. And I wake up and I don't lose my patience with my kid because I'm living this fulfilling journey. And every once in a while, we go on a family vacation. And it actually feels like a vacation versus just parenting in a new place with less resources to actually make it enjoyable. See, all of these things are possible, but none of them have to do with fat loss. Fat loss is the thing that's going to allow you to maximize the amount of time and energy and fun and freedom that goes into creating those experiences, creating those relationships. Fat loss is the end, because what you're really looking for is a radical transformation of your life. You're looking for a way to become one of those people, have an identity as somebody that identifies as a very in shape person, that is able to have the energy to go and do these things. Like in my life, it's so interesting to me to talk to people. And I've been there. Like when I had my first kid, I put on 17 pounds in the first 6 months. I knew that if I didn't make a radical change, and I'm a fitness professional, this is like what I do for a living, is talk about food and lifting weights and living this healthy life. And you can immediately see that there's a lack of alignment when you put on 17 pounds of fat in 6 months because you're unprepared for the scenarios that are about to happen in your life when you have a kid. It has to radically shift. You're no longer allowed to solve professional level problems with high school solutions. It's no longer this go beat yourself into the ground, lift as heavy as possible. You have to reshape all of this. But it's not just the workouts. You got to reshape the way that you view food. You have to have a healthy relationship with it. You have to know what it feels like to not eat past your means. You have to understand that food is just energy coming in. It can be enjoyable, but you also just need to focus most of the time on getting the macronutrients that you need, the proteins, the fats, and the carbohydrates. And in order for this radical transformation, you know, if you were, money's always a fun thing to talk about in comparison to fitness, because money's like this interesting thing where people don't mind talking about putting money in their bank account and where they spend their money and creating a budget. But if you tell people to track their macros, which is literally just like the budget, the profit and loss statement for your P&L for the amount of calories that you're putting in your body. And if you want to have long-term success, you need to eat less than you're burning to get rid of the fat. And if you want to eat, like put on weight, you need to eat more than you're burning so that you gain weight. And if you want to stay exactly where you're at, find a caloric range that allows you to maintain your current body weight, your current body structure, and the amount of muscle you have, and just go there. And that's really our goal, is not to be losing or gaining weight, but to find a healthy weight that you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. That's really what we're pushing for in the Diesel Dad mentorship, is our ability to just find a place to get you to a body weight that you feel really good at, that you're proud of yourself, that you walk in the room and your shoulders are back, your chest is proud, you're able to dominate a room, you're able to feel good in that room because you don't look like, kind of like you look right now. If you're overweight, you know what that feels like. We talk to dads all the time and they know that they shrink, they hide in the back. They want to be the person up front. They want to live this healthy, fit life where they can tuck their shirt in and not see their gut sticking out. It sucks. Like, there's no other way about it. But in order for you to actually have this radical transformation and build a life that a healthy person lives, it's way more than fat loss. And that's why there is a mentorship program and not just a suck calories out of you program. See, if I had not gone through the experience myself of understanding or of putting on 17 pounds, I would have never understood the strain, the struggle, the compassion that I have for dads, because it's not, I don't want to say it's not your fault, because you're the one putting the food in your mouth and not showing up to the gym. But what it is it's a lack of awareness. And because you have not reshifted the mindset, you've not transformed the entire ecosystem that you live in, it becomes really challenging to achieve the goal, right? So when you're 25, likely you did some sort of CrossFit. You were going super hard in the paint. Maybe you were 28, 30 years old, whatever it is, in that warrior stage of life before 32, before you had kids. And you were able to show up to the gym, train as hard as you possibly can. Then, all of a sudden, you're going to the bar on the weekend. You're going out hunting for the girl, and you get the girl, and it's great. But you're like breaking even, and because you're 25, 30 years old, it's easy. You've got all this time to train as hard as you possibly want. You've got all this time, and you think you're busy, but you're really not. You're just spending your time being healthy or being healthier. You're focusing on health because you know it's going to get you to the end goal, which is to get the girl. It all makes so much sense, right? But when I talk about solving professional level problems with high school solutions, what I'm literally saying is, when you have a kid, you need to develop systems that a professional person that has a job, a high-paying job, where there's responsibilities. You have to have a system for having a healthy marriage. You have to have a system for having a healthy mindset. You have to have a system for having a healthy body. All of those things go into an ecosystem that allows you to live a healthy life. So when I say losing weight is easy, guess what? It's super easy, and you already know the answer. And you're listening to this thinking, I'm going to tell you some magical solution, when the truth is you just need to go to the gym and then eat less than you're burning. But nobody's paying me to teach them the most basic crap that you can find on the internet anywhere. What you want to learn and what you need to learn for long-term sustainable success and fat loss is that this ecosystem you live in is the reason that you became overweight in the first place. You have to learn that it's not just about the weight loss. It's way more intense and way bigger of a problem. And that's why when you watch shows like The Biggest Loser, they go to this beautiful place, right? They're gonna go to Camp Fat Loss or whatever the hell it's called. And Jen Widerstrom, friend of mine, ding, Jen Widerstrom's gonna change your life. She's gonna sit there and cry on the couch with you. You're gonna lose all the weight. And then in 60 days, you go home, and what happens? Almost everybody puts the weight back on. It's like been documented that show is a disaster because they suck all this weight off people by starving them, and then they go back into the real world, and what happens? They go back home. Very unhealthy ecosystem. They go back to work. Very unhealthy ecosystem. They go back to the neighborhoods they live in. Very unhealthy ecosystem. They go back to the friends they had. Very unhealthy ecosystem. All of these places are very unhealthy structures and systems that they have in their lives that do not allow for a radical transformation of your life, so you never have to worry about fitness and nutrition. It's just a staple in your life. There isn't a system built in for the Biggest Loser people to go to the gym for an hour a day. There isn't a system built into your life that allows you to eat healthy food all the time, because maybe your kids want pizza. Maybe you're sitting there eating chicken nuggets with your kids. All these things play into the ecosystem. And the reason we created the mentorship program is because I can't just fire a workout program at you and say, this is going to work. Because likely you're looking for a solution that a workout program isn't going to solve. I also can't look at you straight in the eye and say, guess what? If you just follow this diet plan, everything's going to work. Here's the meal plan. Go do it. Because guess what? It's going to work for a little bit. You're going to lose the weight. It's going to be great. But you never had the radical transformation. That radical transformation starts with your mindset. It's your ability to have a positive outlook on the day. And at first, it may be forced. And at first, you may struggle finding that positive momentum. But as you practice it every single day, then you start to develop these habits of looking for the positivity in your day. Then when you go into the bathroom and you see yourself in the mirror, what stares back at you? Well, that has to get better, but it's not just about the identity of losing weight. It's about the ability to see the future and the trajectory of your life and where you're going. So it's more than weight loss. It's about a trajectory to your dream state, physical freedom. Once I lose this 40 pounds, I will be able to do X, and I'm on the right path. I have the right trajectory to get where I'm going. And what I want to do is stay on that path. It's enlifting. It's happy. It makes you feel like you're going in the right direction, and you can see that dream state becoming a reality. On top of that, we have to talk about the relationships in our lives, right? This second bubble is the relationships, your significant relationship. That's your wife. Do you have a positive relationship with her, or do you guys just kind of like coexist? One of the first people I ever had a 100 plus pound transformation with, this is no lie, this is crazy. He told me when I started to walk through these processes of where is your relationship with your wife, when it comes to this transformation, we're going to have a family involved in this. It can't just be you on an island and your family transforming your entire life, and they get stuck behind and they don't get to be a part of it, and they're still really unhealthy, and you're judging from the outside in and saying, why can't you do what I did? Well, here's the thing. Check it out. You have to have your family in there, and the reason is, right now, your marriage likely is not optimized to the level that you want it to be. And when I say optimized, the feelings aren't there, the love's not there, the cuddly's not there, you're not walking around the room naked, you're not doing all these things because you don't even feel good about yourself. And the first person that I radically transformed and did the 100 plus pound weight loss in a 12-month period, he told me that he hadn't touched his wife in so long that he felt like there was two valleys on the side of his bed with a mountain in the middle because nobody was sleeping near the middle. Nobody was touching in the middle of the bed. They got in bed and they both just sank the edges down because they couldn't even touch each other. That's terrible. On top of that, how do you think that bleeds into your family? I know anytime there's friction in my household, the last thing I want to do is be loving and cuddling, and I start to see my family as like this nuisance. It's like, ugh, we're not even on the same team. Why the hell am I trying? Why do I do this? It's a super negative headspace. Look, I'm not perfect in this thing. If I have family struggles, I'm going to tell you about it. This thing's not easy. I got a newborn in the house. We're up at weird hours. It's hard. But we all are fighting on the same team, and that's the most important thing. And when there is friction, and when we have the friction, it makes me feel like I'm not on a team and like I'm on an island. So those relationships become highly critical for your full body, full life transformation so that this becomes an ecosystem of health that you live in. And what's super cool is that once you start to see the trajectory change, that is the definition of happiness. The idea that you can be where you are, clearly define the dream state, clearly define where you want those relationships to go. Clearly define how you want to interact with your kids, the amount of play that you're doing, the amount of fun you're having. Clearly be able to define those things. As you start to move closer and closer towards those things, that is the definition of happy. That is how you develop confidence. That is how you develop competence. Your ability to get things done is have a dream state and go chase it. And then you get into the next layer. We go from your personal beliefs or your personal situation, your personal ecosystem, the mind and the body, expand that out one additional ecosystem to your inner circle and your significant relationship, and then you get into the way that you experience the world, which is that third tier, right? The hobbies, the things that you're doing on a regular basis to unwind and go have fun. Additionally, the larger experiences, right? Going on vacation, not just taking your kids someplace because you're supposed to go somewhere and spend a bunch of money and you're just still eating trashy food, still drinking all the time, still doing the shit you don't want to do. Instead, you're going there to create memories and happiness. That's the dream state. And the reason you're able to do that is because you've lost 40 pounds. You've lost 30 pounds. You've lost 100 pounds. Look, check it out. The vehicle to getting to where you want to be is a trajectory of where you are today, where you want to be, and that dream state is a person that weighs between 30 and 50 pounds less than where you are right now. In order for you to get there, we have to transform the ecosystem. We have to transform 3 ecosystems: the personal, the family inner circle, and the way you experience life. That's the 3 areas that we have to draw the straight line and really establish the facts of where you're at today, where you're going, and how we can quickly get there in the most efficient and effective. And with my 25 years of experience, Doug's 25 years of experience, our coaching staff's countless years of experience, and thousands of lives touched through the podcast, through in-person coaching, through online coaching, we have the experience to get you there as fast as you possibly can. It's so much more than sucking calories out of you. I can starve you and get the weight off you, but none of that matters. This isn't the Biggest Loser. This is about long-term sustainable change so you can be the dad that you want to be, the guy that's able to get up and go play, the guy that is seen as the fitness person, the guy that walks in the room and is proud of the way he looks and feels and he's competent because he knows that he was in a place that he was unhappy and he built the structures and systems and ecosystems that allowed him to get to that dream state. See, this is the radical transformation. It's so much more than sucking calories out of you. You can suck calories out of you by going to an online calculator. But if you want to achieve the dream state and become the person, to become the diesel dad, to set that trajectory and say, I want to wake up and I want to have healthy thoughts. I want to look in the mirror and I want to feel confident in myself. I want to be proud of the work. I want my body to resemble the values that I put into it. I also want to set up a life where I have a healthy relationship with my wife, a healthy relationship with my kids, a healthy relationship with my friends, that inner circle, those people that really, really define happiness and the people that you share your life with. And on top of that, getting into that 3rd ecosystem of how do I spend my time? What am I able to do? Is it the things that I want to do? Do I have the physical freedom to be able to go and play? Am I able to go on bigger adventures and create memories with the most important people? That is why fat loss is unsustainable. That's why fat loss is easy, because it's easy to suck calories out of you. But if you want to radically transform your life through fitness and nutrition, that's a wildly different story. And that is why we created the Diesel Dad Mentorship, which you can get into the comments right now. Schedule a call with me. I'm excited to talk to you. And friends, this is the Diesel Dad. We'll see you guys next week.